Yo, what up, good people? You are now listening to Brandon D's Where the Hoes At podcast, a show for leaders, losers, and late bloomers, and especially for the hoes. Humans overcoming struggles every day, and I'm your host, Brandon D. Yo, there's only one way I can start this show. Fuck David Shands. That's right, I said it. Fuck David Shands and fuck Donnie big head ass too. No, not for real. Not in real life. But that's exactly how I felt when I was listening to an episode of that podcast a couple weeks ago. I believe the episode was called Entrepreneurship Will Introduce You to Yourself. I think that's the name of the episode. There was a gentleman by the name of Ramon. He was on. He had just quit his job a few months ago. He was on one of the hot seat episodes, and David told him that he would never quit his job. Well, Ramon said, "Fuck what you say. I'm going to quit anyway." And he did it, right? He was able to quit his job, and he got up out of there. Yeah, it was a dope episode, but I got triggered. I got triggered with a hard ER. Trigger, right? Man, it was a dope episode. Really incredible episode. And what David and Donnie did, they talked about before you quit your job, there's some qualifications, right? There's some things that you should make sure you have out the way, things that you should make sure are taken care of before you quit your job as an entrepreneur. And here's the funny part. All the things that they said don't do are all the things I did. And that's why I was triggered, because, you know, sometimes it's hard to hear the truth. Sometimes it's absolutely hard to hear people tell you the truth about you. And David and Donnie did a really great job at telling me the truth about myself. So I wanted to go through seven takeaways, like 7 major takeaways that I got from that episode. So let's do it. Number 1, know your bad habits. I'll say for me, guys, I know my bad habits now. Did I know my bad habits before? Absolutely not. But one of my number 1 bad habit is I'm the type, I'm not afraid to jump off the porch. Donnie said, like, jump off the porch. Donnie, I'm not afraid to jump off the porch. Not only am I not afraid to jump off the porch, I'm not afraid to jump out the plane. Donnie, I will jump out the plane. But you know what I don't always have when I jump out the plane? You got it, a parachute. I'm not always the guy that jumps out the plane with the parachute. I'm the guy that jump out the plane like, yo, this is crazy. I'm flying. And then I remember, oh, I ain't got a parachute. Oh, shit. That's me. I'm that guy. So what I've had to learn over the years is, bro, yo, chase your dreams. Go for it. But do it in a calculated manner. Like, take a calculated risk. And fatherhood, husbandhood has definitely made me take more calculated risk than anything. Like, man, I'm not trying to put myself out there these days if I think my kids are going to suffer. And that's something that they touched on too, man. Like, your family shouldn't have to suffer for your dreams. Why? Because it's your dreams. And I thoroughly agree with that, to the extent I've said that to people over the years. Like, you know, being a starving artist is cool when you're the only person that you have to worry about, when you're the only person starving. Like, nothing hurts more than your son crying because he don't have any baby formula. Like, that's a pain, that's an embarrassment I'll never forget. Like, that hurts. That hits you in the chest. Like, yo, I can't even provide baby formula for my little man. I remember it got so bad, my son was in the corner crying. He ain't got no formula. My wife said, "What you gonna do?" I said, "Yo, you better get that nigga a protein shake." That's so bad, but that's where it got. So look, know your bad habits. And if one of your bad habits is you like to jump off the plane without a parachute, well, then you need to learn how to pack a chute. And that's what I've been able to do over the past few years. I've learned how to pack my chute before I jump. So that's number one. Number two, don't let you be the reason that you fail. David said that one of his friends told him that. And like that's a pivotal statement. I would love to learn more about where that idea, where that quote came from. But I know for myself, I've told myself, Brandon, you cannot be the reason why this thing doesn't work out. There's one main endeavor that I'm partaking in right now, and that's in my brokerage in solar. I'm really pushing this opportunity with Harvard because I think not only will it change my life, but it'll change so many other people's lives. And that's my main objective. And right now, I say to myself, Brandon, this thing only won't work if you don't work it. That's the only way that this thing doesn't work right now, is if you don't work it. So I can't let me be the reason why I fail. I think in so many other aspects of life, endeavors, I was definitely the reason. But that can't be the case this go around. Like it can't be me. It gotta be some catechismal. Is that the right word? Catechismal? But it has to be something just dramatic, life altering, World War 15 nuclear bomb, something that just diminishes everything. It can't be me. All right. Number three, your environment should be your number one priority. Powerful, because it really is a matter of who they say you are the sum of the top 5 people that you hang out with. If you took the medium income, the average income of the top 5 people that you hang out with, then your income will probably mirror that, right? I'll say for me, part of my top 5, my children. I'm always with my children, so that's probably why I'm kind of childish. But I've been thinking about that, and I say, you know what? I got to get around more dogs. Jamal King has his 5 pillars: faith, family, fitness, finances, and freedom. And I said, you know what? Let me take this idea of the top 5 people that you hang with, and let me find 5 people in every single one of these pillars. Like that's a goal that I'm really trying to shoot for. So I need to find 5 people who are dogs in this thing called faith. When it comes to their relationship with God, I need to find 5 people who are like deeply committed to their relationship with God. I need to find 5 people who are dogs in this fitness world. I know one, my dog Rondell. I need to get with Rondell a lot more. I know Chef, Beast Mode Chef. I need to get with Chef a hell of a lot more. But Chef, the training that Chef do, you gotta train in order to train. So, man, I ain't trying to go back to Chef and embarrass myself. So right now, I'm training in order to go train with Chef in a few months. But when it comes to family, I need to get around some men who know this thing called marriage, who know this thing called fatherhood, who know this thing called sonhood. Like I need to become a better son. So I need to get around men who are deeply committed to this thing called family, and learn from them. Finances, like I need to get around some dogs, some hounds, some savages who are like just impeccable at this finance game. And freedom. I think freedom is, I need to get around the top 5 producers in Harbor. Those are the people I need to rock with. Those are the people I need to roll with. I need to be blowing up their phone every single day. I need to call them every single day. I need to be texting them audios every single day. Reason being is because this is the vehicle that's going to provide me and my wife the freedom that we're looking for. So that's what I need to do. And that's what I'm going to do. So yeah. Number 4. In order to find people who are willing to support you, you must be willing to support others. I can't tell you how many times over the years I've called people like, yo, you coming to my comedy show? Hey, you coming to my comedy show? And then people be like, hey, you coming to my birthday party? And I'm like, I don't know about no damn birthday party, right? Birthday? You having a birthday? So I gotta stop that. I have to support people without the expectation that they're going to support me. But I have to support people because that's what reciprocity is. That's what the universal principle of reciprocity is. You give of your time and attention without the expectation that people are going to give you the time and attention back. And even though our time and our intention is valuable to us, it's not for us to hoard. Like, we can't hoard our time. We can't hoard our energy and not be able to be there for other people. So, like, you have to go support other people. Someone I'm really looking to support is Valeria Sims and Sid Powell. They have an event coming up called Gasm. I want to be there. I actually need to go ahead and buy my tickets ASAP. Yeah, so I'm going to do that. I'm looking forward to doing that. I got a frat brother who is doing a preaching. He's doing a sermon August 10th. And even though, I follow Islam, I can still pull up on church, right? I can still pull up. I ain't going to burn up. Right? But yeah, like, you got to be able to support people without the expectation that they're going to support you. However, the likelihood of them supporting you increases. So, yeah. Number 5, regularly go to events that's going to elevate your mindset as well as your skill set. And when you get there, network. This is something that I never took advantage of. I never networked. I never went to conferences, but over the past 3 years, I've just dove into conferences. The most I've spent is like $200 on a conference. But now that I'm becoming a big boy, it's time to spend some money. So, 2025, my goal is spend at least $2,500 on a ticket to a conference, because that level of an investment is probably going to make me at least $100K, at least, but we shall see. But yeah, get in the room, get amongst the people, learn from people who think like you, but on a higher level, and also learn from people who don't think like you at all. Like, that's the point of a conference. Elevate yourself. Number 6, you cannot walk around with a sales handicap. Man, look, I got a whole talk. I got a whole spiel on sales. We'll tackle this another day. But when David said you can't walk around with a sales handicap, I said, oh man, he's talking to me. But that's a whole nother story. We're going to talk about sales in the very near future. But last thing I'll say is number 7. This was Donnie. I believe this was Donnie who said it. Develop thick skin fast. I feel like if you're getting chiseled by a coach or a mentor, and first off, let me say, just because you got a coach or a mentor, I these days I try not to cuss. I try not to cuss as much, but I'll say this. When it comes to coaches and mentors, you ain't got to suck your coach's dick. You come to a coach or a mentor for perspective, not permission. Sometimes coaches and mentors, they see blind spots that we don't normally see. They can call out things that we don't normally aren't able to call out. And sometimes they'll call out things, they'll see things that we do see, but we ignore. But it's vital that we get the hint, right? Allow yourself to be open to advice, to be chiseled by new information. But if your skin is not thick, that chisel might, right? And rip your shit out. That's why it's important to have self-development and growth. And that's it, man. Look, I got 10 seconds. So that's all we're going to touch on today. So look, my family is about to walk in the door. It's going to get loud. It's going to get rambunctious. So let me finish by saying this. In all honesty, I love David and Donnie. Like, really, I listen to their podcast regularly. I've grown much as a father, as a husband, as a business person because of David and Donnie, especially Donnie, because of her network marketing background. Like I've picked up on certain things that she's talked about. David, leadership, right? Being a little less emotional when it comes to decision making, because as we all know, David is an emotionalist asshole. But see, he's like a great asshole. Like he's dope. He's one of the best assholes in the world. He's a professional asshole, in my opinion. I'm just playing. No, but David is really really dope. He's a genuine guy from what I can see, and Donnie is beautiful both inside and out. And her level of vulnerability has, I mean, just transcended some of the ways that I think. Her level of full transparency has helped me out a lot. But yeah, I'll wrap it up by saying, look to your right, look to your left. If you don't see nobody come to save you, then save your motherfucking self. Yo, I am Brandon D, and this is where the hole's at. Thank you for listening. I finished just in time. What's up, y'all?
Are you making a video?
Yes!